Hey guys, my name's Billy and I'm a silly and this is Billy's Silly, and today I'm outside. Whoa, I'm actually outside. What? Today I thought I'd talk about the time that I met my best friend for the first time. Her name's Becky. She's really cool. I met her online through Tumblr. It was an RP blog where people find RP partners, and RPing is basically just writing a story back and forth. I started talking to her about maybe a year ago. It's been over a year, but I'm not sure if it's closer to 2 years or not. And the time that we've been talking, we've built a story together and we've sent each other Christmas and birthday presents. I'm actually going to send her a birthday present that I hope she'll like a lot. But I'm going to talk about the time that I met Becky and some tips for if you want to meet an online friend. We talked about the idea of maybe meeting each other for a while, like 2 or 3 months beforehand. And finally she got some time off work and she drove down here to meet me. She lives in Colorado, I live in Mississippi, and I'll be visiting her in November on my birthday. I'm going to be taking a plane ride over to Colorado. That sounds cool. Maybe I'll live there one day. I really think Colorado would be a cool place to visit because I've never been around that much snow. I live in the south, but it's hot and it sucks and I hate the heat. That's why I'm recording outside when it's about to rain, because it's the only time it gets chilly, at least during the summer. It's bearable out here now. But she came down here to visit me and she stayed over at my house. The next day, it took her about 16 hours to get to me. She drove through Texas all the way to Mississippi, and once she got here it was pretty late. I think it was around I know it's nighttime. It was basically dinner time and then we went to sleep. The next morning we got up early and we drove to New Orleans because she'd never been, and that is one of the biggest cities in the South. I really wanted her to see Jackson Square and the French Market and Bourbon Street. We went to Jackson Square first. I didn't get any video of her time over, but I did get a bunch of pictures, so I'll just show the pictures. In Jackson Square there's a cathedral, the big white cathedral that you see in a lot of tourist photos. We went inside that cathedral. It's really pretty in there. We went inside the cathedral. I'm not Catholic, so I don't really know how it works, so it was a little awkward in there. I just had a camera and I was taking photos, but she was actually like doing proper stuff with the holy water and everything, and I was like, what? So here's a little video of lighting the candles. And then after Jackson Square we just sort of walked around looking for Bourbon Street and the French Quarter and everything. We stopped to eat at a seafood place, of course. Can you not sneeze on me? And then after we ate we went to the French Quarter. And around those streets we just walked and looked around. We found this soap shop and I bought like 6 soaps. Unfortunately they didn't have the price on the soap, so I ended up spending literally $60 on soap. But by the time that I knew the prices, I already rang up and I was like, whatever, nice luxury soaps. So after we went shopping and I got soap, really expensive soap, we walked around. We found this cool antique place that had sterling silvers and diamond encrusted things. It was like antiques, and in there we found this cool machine that played the piano and the violin like automatically. And here's a little video of that. To anyone that's never been to New Orleans before, there's street performers everywhere, and we ran into one. I'm not sure if the picture I have is blurry or not. If it is, sorry. that's the kind of street performers that are there. They dress all in silver and they freeze and then scare people. And then we stopped to rest. It was supposed to rain really hard that day, and it did on the ride home. But we stopped inside a hotel with a really pretty chandelier. The hotels around there, the Roosevelt, I know, is a very pretty hotel, but we didn't stop in the Roosevelt. This was around the time that we looked in the antique shop. We stopped in a hotel. We stopped outside to just look around, and then we headed over to the French Quarter, and there's, I know, a toy shop there. There's beignets. We didn't get any beignets because I think we were just too full. After we went to the French Quarter, we went to Bourbon Street. I don't have any footage of that because it's Bourbon Street. For those that don't know, Bourbon Street is just covered in bars and strip clubs and smoke shops. It's not the child-friendly street. Becky was kind of amazed about how lax the rules are there, which was you could walk around with a drink in your hand that's the size of your arm, and it's fine. I guess they don't allow that in Colorado. They do allow weed, so. After we finished up on Bourbon Street, we headed back, and by that time it was about 6 o'clock. We'd spent all day in New Orleans, and we headed home. Best weekend of the summer, definitely, so far. I can't wait to go visit her in Colorado. That was so fun. It's the only time I've ever met someone online and visited with them. It was so super fun, and I'm so excited for my trip to Colorado. I can't wait to go and see Snow and Becky and everyone, and really awesome friends can be found online. Alright, some of the tips I have like 5 tips. I know I felt kind of nervous meeting my best friend for the first time, but if they're really your friend that's willing to come all the way from wherever they are to where you are, then they don't care if you're a little weird. Everyone's a little weird. Tip number 2, always backwards search any information you're given. Just exercise a little caution online. I talk to a pretty good amount of people online. But there's this one guy, I'll call him Chad. Chad sent me a selfie, and I backward searched it, and I saw that it turned up no results. He said he didn't have an Instagram or anything, so I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But other times, I have found people online that will message me, and I'll backward search them, and I'll be like, oh, you're not Chad or whoever, you're actually this person, and then they'll get mad at me. Our story that we're writing is kind of based in New Orleans, so some of the reason she came by was for that, but mostly because she wanted to come visit, and it was so fun. You just have to exercise caution because you never know who you could be talking to on the internet. The third thing I would want to say is don't ever send anyone money or anything super valuable over snail mail unless you really know that person. I think Becky sent me... Okay, my camera cut off for some reason, so that's great and dumb. I'm not sure exactly where it left off. I think Becky sent me my birthday gift first. I think that's what I said last. Try to get video recording or try to Skype call them or something before you meet them. Never meet them in a private place. Meet them in a public place first. Backwards Google search their pictures. Don't send them anything until you know who they are, and don't worry. If you trust someone enough to allow them into your home, they know you enough to want to come into your home, and they like who you are enough. I'm sorry about my upload schedule. I work a lot. Shh. And I always want to put out good quality videos. I don't want to just have to do something and put it out. I'm really excited to go visit my friend in Colorado in November, so if you want to see that, sub so you won't miss it. I have a lot of videos planned, so hopefully I can get them out in the coming weekends, and I'm going on vacation in October, so I'll be doing a vlog of that. I'm not saying what it is yet, but I'm going to be doing a video about it before we go, so So like, favorite, and sub if you want. I make new videos whenever. My name is Billy, and I'm a silly, and this has been Billy's Silly, talking about 5 tips for meeting an online friend and my experience with my online friend. Alright, so bye.
Say bye. Say bye. The Black Panther. Say bye. Say bye, Lila.
She doesn't care enough. Shh. What is that noise? Oh, it's a dog. Oh, look, a dog.